Okay, so welcome, Atomic Success Secrets, and our daily healing group. And I'm so glad you're here. I was thinking just this weekend about it because and it's like it was my dream to do this for many years before I did the group. And I think part of it is for myself, just to do this level of healing with a group of people um, pretty much every day. And I think the group we say the group will get you there, and I believe it. And we're all sincere, and we're all doing this deep, deep inner work. And there's always stuff to do in the physical world too. There's like you got to actually do the thing, I think, or not. But here goes. So let's do this for our group right now, and what you can do, whether you're watching it now or if you're watching it later. I know we have some new people that I don't see on the list right now, but they'll get the video. And so just let's all just take a moment and just think about what you really want. If something were to be done for you today, what might that be? So just take a moment and go, okay, what do you really want? Like what would be one of it's not like the end result, but the next step result. If something were to be done for you, what might that be? So let's all put that thought in our head, and then I'll explain what we're up to for those, if there are any new people that show up later. Yeah, so we're just putting our intention of what do you want? Like, how do you want to live your life? How do you want to live your life? And then let's let that go. And then, so one of the ways we do this process that we use to clear the way is we think of our vision. Like, what do we want? And you would think it would feel really good when you visualize it, when you feel it, when you live it in your mind's eye. And it's like, yet there might be part of you that has a little discomfort, or maybe a lot of discomfort. When you think of if you could get anything you want, how would that feel? There might be part of us that doesn't feel so good. So then what we do, of course, is we go in and we feel it. And so if you're already feeling something in your body, you can go in and just start to feel it. Now the other way, there's other ways to do this, and a lot of other ways to do this. But another way is whenever something's in the way, when somebody doesn't treat you right, when you have a lot of thoughts that aren't right, kind of negative thoughts, when life throws you a weird curveball, when you get really weird news, when something doesn't go right, when something's just like frustrating, where you're just like so upset that it's not working, whatever that is. So whatever's in the way, your obstacle, can also bring up something in the body. And so then what do? We go in and we feel it. So if there's something that is frustrating, something that's like, God dang it, I gotta figure this out. Health or relationships or finances or lifestyle or just something, you could think about that. It doesn't take too long to think about that. Usually that's what you're thinking about. And then what do? We let go of the thoughts and we go in and we feel that, and you just feel the sensation. Great. And one of the keys with this that I found is that it's so simple, because even if you're using matrix energetics, it could be a way not to go where the problem really is. And by that I mean it's like you start to do all this cool, if you know matrix energetics, all this cool energetic stuff, and it's really cool, but it might be taking you away from where the real cause of this stuff is, the real root cause, the thing you're protecting yourself from. It could be just another way to go do it. Meditation could do that too. Like, I'm not going to go do things that make me uncomfortable. I'm going to just meditate. Wait for God to give me the box of money or whatever that is. And so whatever we're So there's a tendency to not go look where the real cause of the problem is. And I think the reason is it hurts too much. And part of us just does not want to feel that hurt anymore. And so what's the beauty of this method and this process we use is we don't have to go try to we don't have to go try to figure this out at a very deep level. We just got to go feel the stuff. And it doesn't take long to feel the stuff because it's the stuff that wakes you up at 3 a.m. It's the stuff that just presents itself with some really strange ways people are treating you, or the way life is working, or whatever's going on. It shows up. It's very easy to find this stuff. And so then what we do is we go and we feel it. And sometimes we try really hard not to go there. So one of the examples I was thinking this morning as I was meditating and getting ready for today was when I was I was still injured. So I was like getting near the 2 years of not being able to run. I hadn't found out that it was fluoride yet. It was right about then. And before I found out that that was what was causing my problem for my running, so-called running injury and pain and depression and all that stuff. And I had heard from my friend that there was a homeopath that was at Louise Hayes's house, her condo in San Diego when she was still alive. And she said, yeah, this homeopath was really good. You've got to go see him, Ralph. He's in Portland. And I was scheduled to go to Portland and then go to take the train to Seattle and then take the train to Vancouver and then fly back home. So I had this great trip planned. And so I called this guy up and he said, yeah, come see me when you come into town the next day on a Sunday. I'll see you at my office. And so I thought, that's great. I'll go see this homeopath. And I had this dream of always living in the Pacific Northwest. I just didn't know how to do it. And plus now I wasn't running for 2 years with severe pain that wasn't resolving with all of my healing stuff. And so I scheduled that in. And that night I got a really, really, really bad earache. So I couldn't, I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to take the train. I'm not going to be able to get on this plane. It's going to blow out my ear. And so I was like so mad. And I told Jen, you're going to go on this whole vacation by yourself with Ben. And I'm going to just have to sit at home. I can't blow out my ear. But then a few hours later, I got up in the morning. It's like, I think I can get on a plane. And I got on the plane. And so I told this story to this homeopath. And he said that this happens a lot to him. And he says what he thinks is going on is, people cancel at the last minute. People don't show. People have accidents. People, for some reason, don't get to their appointment with them. All sorts of reasons they don't show up. And he says what happens is you're coming to a door, and it is the door for your healing, and it's where all this pain is, and it's all this stuff, and it's all this story, and part of you is like, no, I'm not going to feel that. That hurts way too much. Heck no, I'm going to get an earache. I'm not going to go. Or I'm going to have this accident. I'm not going to go. Or whatever happens, it might be very, very reasonable, and it might seem out of your control and all, but our bodies will do anything to avoid feeling this severe, severe pain. And so luckily I got to go anyway. And then a few months later, I figured out the fluoride thing, and we got rid of our business in San Diego and hit the road and moved to the Pacific Northwest. So I got my running back and I got a different life. So what we have with this process is a way to go find that door and then go. And then there's stuff to do in the physical world to go get what you want. If you're going to be the quarterback of the Super Bowl winning team, you got to go to practice, got to do this thing. But this inner stuff, I think, is the key to is the key. So here we go. So think about what you want in life or some big obstacle. And now let go of the thoughts and then just go in our bodies and feel it. And just follow it. So that's our process. And while we do this with each person that wants to raise their hand, just follow along with the words. And the words are real simple. What's happening in your body? Notice if there's any thoughts. So you're noticing is basically the thing. What are you noticing in your body? Yeah, noticing if there's any thoughts. And then the next part, that's part one. What are you noticing? The next part is, who is it that's noticing? It's that question, who am I? Yeah, there we go. And so while we do this process with everybody, it's like what Yogananda was doing, you know, self-realization. Who are you? And what are you noticing? So we're going to all be in that zone, and I'm going to turn off this part of the recording so that we can do our one-on-one work. You'll have the full recording in the portal. And I just want to let you know, it's not people's fault. It's not your fault. It wouldn't have been my fault if I wouldn't have made it to that trip to Portland, if my ear would have gotten really, really bad. It's like, I'm not going to blow out my ear, but so it's not anybody's fault if they don't show up for their session or they find a way out. It's not your fault, but we just keep going in and looking. Okay, let's go with Leslie first. Let me turn off this part of the recording.